Stop in and get some sweet yoga time in. So today we are going to do a lower back practice. Yesterday I sprained my back a bit, and this practice is ideal for people that have sciatic, lower back or hip pain. We'll also do a little bit of neck and shoulder release. Usually when we have sciatic pain, or we can also affect the shoulder because our gait changes, our posture changes, and so we can put more strain on one side of the body than the other. And the same with the neck and shoulders. When we hurt our neck and shoulder, you know, you tend to kind of move like this. And so today we're going to free up all of that tension and we're going to create space. So if you join me on the mat here, perfect. Okay. I hope it's not too dark. And we are being joined today by my lovely partner and yogi, Regina. Come say hi, Regina. My lovely yogi partner, Regina. So let's get started today. Let's get on the mat. Today I recommend we all have blocks or blitz. If you have blocks, they're great for helping with lower back pain. A strap, maybe a blanket you can use to roll up, or a bolster. Taking our time, we're just going to stand in mountain pose this morning. So go ahead and lift your toes up off the mat. Nice. Really spread the toes out. Nice. And the balls of the feet, feel them expanding, and then take it all the way down to the mat. Really ground. Nice. So we're going to start from the feet up. So now that the feet are nicely grounded, bring the focus up towards the knees. And so we're going to sort of tilt the knee back a bit, but keep it relaxed. And then we're going to move up to the pelvis. So you want to tilt the pelvis a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. You feel a little release in the low back there. Bring the breath up to the shoulders, broaden the collarbone. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And face your palms forward. See if you can grow the back of your neck underneath the skull. And just breathe here. Maybe close your eyes. Tune into your body this morning. Feeling the support of the earth below your feet. Letting go of your morning, everything you did to arrive on the mat today, your tea, your morning coffee, your phone calls. Let that fade into the background. And just feel. So feeling this support, this connection with the earth underneath the feet, it helps us to cultivate that feeling of support and care. And so lower back issues, sciatic, that pop up sometimes, it can be emotional. And so the emotion that goes with lower back pain, knee pain, and hip pain can sometimes be a lack of support. Maybe you're feeling a lack of emotional support, or support on a project, or you feel like you're just struggling through the moment, current moment. Let yourself be supported, grounded. Breathe deeply through the nostrils. Breathing up through the feet, all the way up the central channel. And exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nostrils. Fill the chest. Exhale through the mouth. Let's let go. One last deep inhale through the nostrils. Chest rises up. Hold the breath for a moment. And exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Slowly opening the eyes, coming back to the room, taking your palms together to the heart. From here, we're going to go ahead and take the legs out wide. Beautiful. So hip width apart, and very, very slowly bending at the knees. We're just going to go ahead and slide our hands down the legs. And if you feel any pain or any tension, you can stop where you are. If you want, let your hands come all the way down. You can rest your hands on a block, or let them just hang. Or let them drop down to the earth. Up to you. Nice and easy. And from here, maybe come onto your fingertips. So we're going to straighten the right knee slightly and take the hip back a little bit. And then come back to center. We're going to bend the right knee and straighten the left knee. So really gently just moving the knees, bending and straightening with the breath. Exhaling, bend the right knee. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhaling, bend the left knee. So really moving with the breath, getting the body going. Releasing any lower back tension here. Nice. And very slowly coming back to center. Bending the knees. Again, coming up to standing, super gentle. Hands rubbing, coming up on the legs. Sort of create a wave through the body. Bring the head up nice and gently. There we go. Beautiful. We're going to take some shoulder rolls to the back. Really taking your time. Opening the heart and chest. This is your time. You're learning yoga. You're not at work. You're not anywhere else. You're here. Be present. When you're ready, go ahead and move to the opposite direction. So bring your shoulders forward. Nice. And one last time, come back to center. On the inhale, we're going to arch the shoulders up towards the ear. And exhale down. So inhaling through the nostrils, we're going to take the shoulders up. Exhale through the mouth. Completely relax. One more time, breathing nice and deep, take them up. Exhale, relax. Nice. So inhaling, sweep the right arm up out to the side, bring the palm up towards the sky. Move your gaze towards the right elbow. And go ahead and let your hand rest on the top of your head, hand on the back of your skull. And very gently, see if you can move your gaze down to your right toe. Very gently. Breathe here, feel a nice release in the trapezoid muscle, the lower jaw, keep your mandible soft. Maybe this is a good time to also move the mandible, move your chin a little bit. Exhaling, release, arm goes up towards the sky. And back down to the side. Inhaling, sweep the left arm up, palm facing the sky. Go ahead and turn your gaze to your left elbow. Let the hand rest on the back of the skull. Very gently then look down, if you can, down to the left toe. And just let the weight of your hand create an even deeper extension on the side neck here, on the back neck. So breathe here. Nice and easy. Exhale and softly release, arm goes up towards the sky. Then from here, with our hands on the waist, we're going to take our right foot and cross it over the left. And placing your right hand and left hand on the hip, we're going to grow the spine tall. And on the inhale, sweep the left arm out to the side, nice side bend. So go ahead and lean onto the right foot. Sort of let there be a nice side body extension, moving all the way down towards the left heel. Taking your time. Inhaling, come back to center, drop the hand. We're going to switch the feet now. So crisscross, left over right. Stand nice and tall, inhale, the right arm comes up. And take a side bend to the left. Again, shifting your weight to the right side. So since your foot is crossed over onto the left sole of the foot. Creating an extension all the way down through the right heel. Exhale and come back to center. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take it down to the mat. So come onto all fours, hands and knees. Legs are hip width apart. Wrists are in line with the elbows and underneath the shoulders. Nice. So we're going to do some cat-cow, really nice and gentle here. So inhaling, drop your belly. And let your skull just move back slightly, look up. And exhaling, arch the back like a cat. Super gentle. I can feel a little strain myself here. So if we're having lower back pain, go as slowly and move as deeply as is comfortable. Inhaling, go ahead and drop your belly. Look up. Really let your belly drop. Exhaling, curl the back, arch it. Nice. Really push the earth away with the palms, the heel of the palm. Let the neck be soft. Inhaling again, dropping the belly to the back. Riding through the collarbone. Exhale. So we're moving with the breath here, going at your own pace, whatever feels good. For me, I like arching my back right now because my back really hurts. That's fine if you want to stay here for a minute. For those of you that want to keep the motion going, keep it going, no problems at all. And last one, we come back to center. And from here, we're going to take some body circles to the right. So go ahead and move the pelvis forward. And so we're moving the pelvis in a circle. And it can be as deep or as shallow as you want it to be. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, but the bigger the movement, the more we engage the hip flexors and the psoas that support the lower back. So we're waking them up to give us a hand here to get through the day. Relieve the back pain. And coming back to center, rotate the hips to the left this time. And you can bend the elbows and move the pelvis as forward as it feels good. Just nice circles. Beautiful. And coming back to center. So from here, we're going to take the knees out wide and bring your big toes together on the mat. And go ahead and take your bum back to your toes. So we're doing a nice supported child's pose. Beautiful. Walk your hands forward if you can. And just slide your belly down. You should feel a nice release here in the lower back. A nice hip opening here. Stretching the hamstrings a little bit. And just breathe. Inhaling, look onto your palms. And from here, so your hands are slightly forward, right? Hands aren't underneath the elbows, slightly forward. We're going to take a nice little eye of the navel. So take your left hand and weave in between your left arm and right arm and right knee. That's how. Go ahead and drop it down. Eye of the navel here in child's pose. Okay. Nice. So really reach through your fingertips. Beautiful, nice release for the waist. Inhaling, come back to center. And go ahead and take eye of the needle with the right hand. Weave it through the left side, left hand, left view. You really feel a nice opening here in the lower back. It really stretches the waist, the movement. All the lateral muscles are being extended. Nice. Inhaling, come back to center. Take it again on the right side, so left hand goes to your right side, very gently. If you want a little extra twist or stretch, take the right hand around and wrap it around the left hip. Spin your heart up towards the sky. Exhaling, unravel. Come back to center here. Then we're going to take it on the left side, so weave the right arm. Same thing on this side. You can wrap the hand around. Really spin the heart up towards the sky. Feel nice up there. Beautiful. Exhaling, release. Come back to center. Walk your hands up. And bring your knees together. Come to sit on your heels if you can. Put your toes under. A nice stretch. Sitting nice and tall. Good. Take a moment here to see how that feels. Just breathe. If you can, slide forward and take your shins on the outside of the thighs and come into hero's pose. You can always take a block underneath the buttocks and sit on a block, grow the spine tall. How does that feel? Good? Good. Okay. So again, we're stretching the quads here and the ligaments around the knees. We're working the IT bands, so if you're a runner, you know what the IT bands are. We're giving them a nice stretch, and all of those muscles actually help to support the lower back. So we're giving ourselves a little strength training and all at the same time. So inhale and come forward, kick your legs under. And we're going to Shavasana. So we're going to lay in Shavasana for a moment. Beautiful. Letting the pelvis get heavy, letting the pelvis drop here, arms out to the sides, palms face the sky. Very gently when you're ready, on the inhale, bend your right knee and bring your knee into your chest, the right knee. And just hold it there. Making sure to anchor down with your left heel, left ankle, left leg straight. Nice. And exhaling, release the leg down. We're going to go ahead and bend the left knee and bring it into the chest, a nice hug. And you should feel a nice opening at the top of the hip on the front body there, just along the groin. So excellent groin stretch. Nice. And exhale, bring the leg down. Then this time we're going to bend the right knee and drop the sole of the foot on the outside of the left, or in the inside of the left knee. So we're going to take a side twist to the left. So on the exhale, take the knee out to the left, right arm up to the right. Breathe here. Really bend for the waist. Use your left hand on top of the right knee to kind of draw the knee down to the earth. There you go. Exhaling, come back to center. We're going to drop the leg. We're going to bend the left knee this time and take it on the other side. So go ahead and turn your left knee to the right side. This is exactly where I'm feeling my pain today, so this is nice relief. And try to keep your shoulders, your shoulder blades on the mat. So if you feel yourself lifting, take your knee up a little. No worry. We just really want to have a nice side stretch in the lumbar spine, expand a bit. Inhaling, come back to center. Then we're going to bend both knees and go ahead and take your legs up at a 90-degree angle. So we're going to bring our legs up. And from here, we're going to go ahead and take some hip circles. So we're going to just circle our knees around. So lay the palms flat. Very gently circle your knees around. Very nice and soft. Now if this is too painful, you can just stay here. It's a lower back release, no problem. But for those of us that feel a little more comfortable moving the hip sockets, the hip joints around, perfect. So moving to the right in whatever direction you started, nice and easy. Taking your time. Seeing what feels good. Then come back to your center and switch sides. Take the knees to the opposite side. Rolling your legs. Try to keep the knees together. Don't let them slide apart. Relatively together. Beautiful. One more time. And then coming back to center with your legs up, take your right ankle over the left ankle. So cross your legs, right over that. Then go ahead and clasp your ankles. Bring your feet together, or the tops of the feet. Nice. And then just let your knees come out to the sides and bring your feet to either side of the elbow. Extend them out. Have a nice little stretch there. Yeah. Crossing your shins. And then see if you can straighten your legs a little bit. You don't have to go all the way up. Just a nice extension, holding onto the toes. You should feel a really nice release in the left side of the back. Exhale, bring your feet down. Again, drawing your toes out towards the elbows, shins are crossed. And exhaling, release your legs, bring them back to 90-degree angle. This time, we're going to cross the left shin over the right. And go ahead and clasp your fingers, your toes, your feet. Nice. And we're going to go ahead and bend the elbows and draw the feet down towards you. So your toes are pointing towards the elbows. And just feel that nice release there. Breathe into your lower back. Draw the breath down the central channel to the lower back. On the next inhale, go ahead and straighten your legs as much as you can, holding onto the toes. You don't have to straighten all the way. If it's available to you, go ahead and straighten it all the way. Nice release. Breathe. Nice. And exhale. Bring the legs down, bending the knees. Keep them right here for the moment. Beautiful. Then we're going to take our hands behind the head, interlace your fingers. And very gently, we're going to go ahead and bring our elbows together and just roll the chin into the chest, super gentle. So you should feel a nice lower neck release, the top of the shoulders there. It's not a sit-up, it's just a little nice extension here. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the earth, open the elbows. Perfect. Inhaling, bring the elbows together. Take a breath, exhale. And on the next inhale, go ahead and roll the chin forward. Engage the core here, so a little bit of core. Exhale, bring it down. And open the elbows. Nice one. Inhaling, bring the elbows together, roll the chin forward. Really stretch the back of the neck. Exhale, bring it down, very gently open the elbows out to the sides. Nice. One last one. Inhaling, bringing the elbows together, slowly rolling the chin into the chest, engaging the core. Exhaling, bring the hands down, open the elbows. From here, bring your palms down by either side of your hip and go ahead and straighten your legs. You can sit here in Bakarita Karani and breathe for a few minutes, or you can take a strap. If you want to use a strap, it allows for a deeper release because it creates a counter tension. So go ahead and grab your strap if you like and take your legs up. Just place the strap on the arches of your feet and just hold there. And let your arms support the weight of your feet. Again, drawing the breath into the lower back. Viparita Karani is excellent for high blood pressure. It's excellent for vertigo. It's excellent for headaches. It's also a wonderful way to bring the circulation from the lower body back into the heart. It's a great cleansing pose. And so a lot of times when we hold tension or have sciatica, or we tend to also have circulation issues in that area, and it pinches nerves and there's a lot of tension. And so we want to create spaciousness there. We want to release the patterns of holding and create space. Great. So from here, bend the knees. And we're going to free the left foot from the strap. So leave the strap around the right foot. Go ahead and lower the left leg down. Straighten that left leg. Right knee is bent. And so we're going to go ahead and straighten the right leg. Nice. Hold here and breathe into the back of the leg. Nice and even. Exhale, open out to the side slightly. So take the foot out to the right side, very gently. Always making sure that your left leg is on the mat. You don't want the left leg to raise. So if you feel it raising, just take the right foot towards the center. No problem. Now rotate the left hip outward and down towards the earth. So essentially, or just visualize your left buttock really melting down into the earth, really drawing down. And this creates a nice rotation. Also, the right leg is rotating towards the earth, opening up. Exhaling, bring your leg back to center. Very slowly bring the right foot down. And we're going to go ahead and switch legs. So take the strap to your left foot, release the right foot, strap underneath the arch of the foot there. And very gently inhaling, take the left leg up. And go ahead and using your hands to lure the leg, to lure the toes towards the forehead. Flex your foot if you can, because this opens up a nice stretch in the back leg behind the knee as well. The Achilles, all of these muscles that help us walk upright, right? Breathe here. Again, maintaining the right leg flat on your mat. We want to straighten the leg. Knee is always soft. We don't want to overextend on the knee, but we don't want to bend it either. So it's in the middle, feel it. Exhaling, open the leg out to the side. Go ahead and drop it out to the side. Again, feeling an outward rotation of your groin muscles here, drawing that right hip down to the earth. So just holding. You can hold the strap across your chest. Nice and easy. Try to bring those toes to the left ear, the extended leg. Again, visualizing the breath coming down into the groin, across the left leg, down through, all the way through the toes. And exhaling, release, bring the leg back to center. And bring the leg all the way down. Release the strap. Very good. From here, we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to bring the legs hip width apart. Heels are underneath the buttocks. Palms are down onto the earth. And so from here, we're going to do a modified falling face movement. So we're going to take a rock, a pelvic rock here. So go ahead and move your ribs up towards the sky and lower the bottom of the pelvis. And then on the inhale, we're going to rotate the pelvis up. So your pubic bone is going to move up towards the sky. So you're creating sort of a nice rocking motion. So bringing the navel into the spine. The pelvic bone rises up, and then exhaling, releasing the navel forward and dropping the sit bones down to the earth. So just a few rocks like this, breathing, moving the pelvis, very gently, moving the pelvis. So this also wakes up the second chakra, our chakra of sensuality, of sexuality. So if you've got a hot date tonight, on Monday, it's really going to fire things up. But it's also very good, it's our center of creativity. It's our center of flow in life. It's where our ideas, our dreams, our desires form. And so by stimulating that second chakra, we're also releasing muscles at the same time, but we're also releasing writer's block, painter's block, any creative blocks, anything that's holding us back to our true desires, what we want to express. And so nice and easy rocking movements. Beautiful. Then coming back to center, bring the heels in a little bit more, legs are hip width apart. And very, very gently inhaling, lift your buttocks off the mat, making sure that the knees are straight. So a modified bridge pose, keeping the chin tucked into the chest, lift the hips up towards the sky. If you can take the arms up, take your arms up, palms facing each other. Making sure the knees are straight, toes are facing the bottom edge of the mat. And exhaling, bring your arms behind you, palms face up towards the sky. And see if you can walk your heels even closer to the buttocks. Keep your knees aligned so your knees are facing forward. Don't let them go out to the sides or inward. They're going to want to cripple. Don't do that. Don't let them fall. Just go ahead and keep them straight and push off with your heels. And exhaling, slowly roll down vertebra by vertebra. Nice one. And we're going to go ahead and swing the knees to the right. And then to the left. So slowly swing the knees out to the sides. Here we go. Nice and gentle this Monday morning. We're going easy. And then come back to center. Exhaling, bring the arms down again to your sides across the body. And one more time, inhaling, lifting the hips off of the mat. We're going to do bridge pose here. You can keep your palms flat on the earth. If you want a fuller expression of the pose, take your hands underneath you, interlace your fingers, come up onto your forearms, walk your heels even closer to the buttocks. And go ahead and take the hip bones up and back. Broad into the chest bone, chin tucked into the chest. Push off the earth with your heels. Breathe into your pelvic bowl. We don't want any strain on lower back. So our quadricep muscles are working. The heel is working, pushing off of the earth. Our forearms are anchoring down. And exhaling, release the hands very slowly, come down vertebra by vertebra. Once you've landed, go ahead and swing your knees up to the side again. Nice and easy. Good. And then coming back to center here. ahead and take the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers again. And do a few moments of neck care. So inhaling, go ahead and bring the elbows together and roll the head forward very slightly. Stay here. If you want, go ahead and move the head a little bit to the right. Just a slight tilt, not a big one. Come back to center. On the exhale, go ahead and take the left a little bit to the head a little to the left, rather, sorry. Just slow and really mindful movement. Really gentle. We're taking one day very slow. One more time to the right. Supporting the head. Come back to center. Go ahead and take the head down to the earth. Release the hands. Bend your knees and bring them into the chest. Nice. Give yourself a nice big hug today for showing up on the mat. Wonderful. Then go ahead and rock from side to side. So a little lower back massage here. Very nice. And then taking the hands underneath the thighs, between the thighs and the calves here. We're going to swing forward and back. So we're going to rock forward, back, and massage back that way. Very good. One more time. And then we're going to come all the way up to sitting. When you're ready. Nice. And we're going to come into Sukhasana, or our cross-legged pose. However this looks like for you. Very nice. A nice, slow, gentle practice today. Breathing through the nostrils, nice and easy. And so placing the palms on the knees, we're going to grow the spine nice and tall. Take a moment here to spread the legs out, really widen through the sit bones. Anchor down. And then on the exhale, we're going to go ahead and take round the back. So draw the navel into the spine, round the back. On the inhale, we're going to straighten the back and draw the heart forward. So see if you can sort of increase the speed here. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Really curling the back. Inhaling forward, straighten back, broadening to the collarbone, taking the shoulders back. Exhaling, come back. Inhaling, drawing forward, shoulder blades come together. Exhaling, creating space in the shoulder blades, rounding the back. Very nice. So taking a few like this, being mindful of the movement. So we don't want to cause any pain. If it hurts, simply just sit, stop for a moment. Breathe into that area, lower back and hip. Beautiful. Nice. One more time, curling the back. Inhaling, come up to sitting. Then we're going to go ahead and turn to the side. So coming back into Vipassana, cat pose. So you're on all fours, hands and knees, legs are hip width apart. Walk the hands forward slightly. Curl the toes under. And very gently come up into a half dog. So just raising the knees very gently. Half dog. Then exhaling, bring it down. Let the crown of the head rise up. So we'll modify the cat-cow here. Exhale, push back, half dog, knees are bent. Inhaling, drop the knees, look up slightly, drop the belly. Exhale, curl the back. So we're creating a wave motion. Now we can straighten the legs a little bit. Come into full dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we're creating a nice flowing movement with the spine. So bending the knees, we're going to create a wave from the knees all the way up. Drop the knees, nice and easy, beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and take it back. Come into full dog. And we're going to take time in full dog here. Make sure that your toes are facing forward. Your hips are drawing to the back of the room. Your head and neck are very soft. The biceps and triceps are rotating inwards. Nice pull there. On the inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet. And again, create a wave with your body. Look up. Drop the knees. Exhale, come back with the knees. Hips go up and back, nice and strong. Inhaling, make a wave with the body. Take it up, take it up and back. Exhale, bring it back to down dog. Well done. So from down dog, taking a breath here. Inhaling, we're going to lift the right leg up and back. So nice bend the knee and bring it forward between the hands. Inhaling, take the arms up, come up, high lunge. Drop the shoulders, keep them nice and soft. And breathe here. And from high lunge on the right side, we're going to turn slightly to the right, and we're going to open our hands out. Nice. Really extend through the fingertips. Draw down to the earth with back heel. Breathe. Good. Nice. Exhaling, we're going to drop the left palm on the inside of the right foot. And come up for a side bend. A nice twist, rather. Breathe. See if you can bring your gaze up to that right thumb. If you'd like, you can bring the right hand around and just hook it on left hip and spin your heart up towards the sky. You can further stretch here, but not necessary. For those of us that are up here, just stay breathing. Exhaling, drop your hand down to the earth, hands on either side of the right foot. Then take the left knee down. And inhaling, come up into low lunge. Hands go up and back. And go ahead and take the palms together behind you if you can. And open the chest. Draw the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale and come back to center. Take your hands on either side of that right foot. And then go ahead and lean back onto the left leg, half Hanumanasana. So we're coming up onto the right heel. A very nice back release as well. For those of you suffering from sciatic or a lot of back pain, this might be as far as you want to go. Please feel free to take a block as well. And use a block for support. If you can't go all the way down to the earth, pull the earth towards you. That's how it works. And very gently just fold over that leg and breathe. Breathe into the back leg, lower back. Navel draws towards the spine, so it's, our core is very active. Flex the foot, so really flex your toes. You can bring your toes to your forehead. Exhaling, look up. Go ahead and bend the right leg, take the heel down to the earth. And from here, lift the left leg back and step forward. Bring your feet together, Uttanasana, forward fold. And if this is as far as you go, no problems. Again, if you have had knee or hip surgery, take the legs hip width apart. You can clasp the shoulders and take a ragdoll, just as low as you want to go, or even use a block. Okay? We don't want to further strain your back. For those of you that want to go for the full expression of Uttanasana, draw the belly in again towards the spine, drop the head. Breathe here, nice and easy. Inhaling, walk the hands forward, come up onto your fingertips, or bring the hands up onto the shins. Ardha Uttanasana, watch for flat back. Exhale, fold back into Uttanasana. Nice and easy. Inhaling, look up slightly, bend the knees. And we're going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the arms out to the sides. Tilt the pelvis forward. And reach the arms up towards the sky. Nice and easy. Tucking the belly in. And inhale and straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Take a moment to feel. Maybe move the legs a little bit, the hips. So you should feel a nice spaciousness on the right side. And on the left lower back. Taking a moment to breathe. Inhaling, take your arms up towards the sky, palms face up. Anjali Mudra up overhead. From Anjali Mudra, we're going to go ahead and drop our fingers and our hands down between the shoulder blades. A nice neck opening here. Really reach down behind you towards your heels with the arms. And breathe. Inhaling, bring the arms up overhead. Exhaling, bring them down to the heart. And very gently fold forward. Again, if you have to keep the knees soft for lower back pain, do that. Lower the knees, bend the knees, keep them soft. Palms drop. Very nice. From here, with knees slightly bent, walk the hands forward. Take the right leg back into down dog and the left leg back. So down dog. Breathe. Head and neck super soft, super soft. Engaging the core. Breathe here. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. Down dog is an excellent stretch for the back. Inhaling, lift the left leg up and back. See if you can extend through the heel. Breathe here. So you feel a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. Bending the knee. Go ahead and bring it forward between the hands. Prepare for high lunge. So inhaling, take the arms up and back. Palms touch behind you, just behind the head. Knee over that right ankle. And breathe here. Extend through the fingertips. Nice. Inhaling, come back to center. And slowly, we're going to twist to the right and open the arms out. To the left, sorry. I need coffee today. So you might feel a little woozy. My left sciatic is really bothering me today, so it's not so easy for me. Take your time. Take your time and breathe. Take your time. Twist from the waist. Exhaling, drop the right palm on the inside of the left leg. Take the left arm up. Nice side twist. Gaze at your left thumb, engage the core here. You can go ahead and take the left arm around and hook it on the right hip and open the heart even deeper, if you'd like. Another variation as well is taking the hand bending the elbow and taking it behind the head. Also super nice opening for the chest. But up to you, not required. Exhale and drop the hand on either side of that left foot. We're going to go ahead and drop the right knee. And inhaling, we're going to take low lunge here. So making sure that your ankle and knee are aligned. Inhaling, bring the arms up and over. Again, stretching the arms in the back of the room, fingertips to reach. Exhaling, dropping the hands to the heart. Go ahead and drop both hands on either side of that left foot. Now we're going to lean back onto the right leg, straightening the left leg, coming up onto the left heel, half Hanumanasana. Beautiful. So walk your hands forward and fold forward on that leg. For those of you that have tight hamstrings, for my runners, for people with really bad lower back pain today, feel free to use a block for support. No problem at all. Just go as low as you feel a space, a slight opening. You won't really feel pain. It's almost like a strain, a little bit of a strain, but that's normal. If you're feeling any pain or pinchy nerve, then pull back a little bit. Come up on to your fingertips. And breathe here over the leg. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Inhaling, look up, come up onto your fingertips. Then the left knee, come up onto the sole of the left knee. And from here, lift the right knee. Step the feet together, forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Again, blocks are your friends. We want to use our blocks if we need to. Nice. You can stay here if that feels good. Just let the head hang. Some days we need a little more or a little less. Let's indulge ourselves. It's Monday, a long week. Fold down. And inhaling, look up, come up onto the fingertips or hands on the shins, flat back, eye up with the Uttanasana. Exhaling, come back down and forward, super gentle. And from here, we're going to bend the knees and get ready for Uttanasana, chair pose. So inhaling, bend the knees, tilt the pelvis forward, bring the arms up. Breathe here. And exhaling, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Take a moment to feel it. Closing the eyes, breathe here. Notice the feeling in the legs. Maybe wiggle the legs a little bit. Maybe move the hips from side to side, bend the knees. Very good. Very nice. From here, we're going to open up out to the side. So open the legs, wide stance, toes slightly outward. Just absolutely forwards because our hands are guiding us. So pretend that your hands are pushing you down. That way your bum doesn't come out and the pelvis doesn't go. We're not dumping on the lower back here. We're just pushing down. Beautiful. Inhaling, take the arms up, 90-degree angle. Palms facing each other. Good. Goddess or temple pose. And exhaling, bring your hands down to the tops of the legs. So almost to your knees. Keeping the integrity in the pelvis. Your buttocks going down. So flip the pelvis a little bit more forward. Nice. Exhale, drop your right shoulder in the middle of your hip. As low as you can go. So take the shoulder in. Straighten the shoulder. Yeah, beautiful. Nice. Yeah, voila. So breathe here. It's a super nice release for the lower back. Stretch for the psoas. Stretch for the inside of the thigh, groin. Inhaling, come to center. Exhaling, drop the left shoulder. Breathe. Really using your hands as a counterbalance to press against the left thigh. Surrendering the left shoulder to ground. Inhaling, come back to center. And very slowly straighten the legs. Hands to the heart. Breathe here. Slippery. Once again, we're going to bend into a yogic squat. So not all the way down, but just goddess or temple. We're going to take our hand on the hips and literally tilt the pelvis forward. So draw the navel in, tilt the pelvis forward. No integrity there. Drop the palms. Then inhaling, bring the arms up, 90-degree angle. Palms facing the ears. Exhaling, drop the palms down. Again, drop the left shoulder this time. Nice stretch. So we're building those muscles. We're building strength and endurance in the thighs, the quads, hamstrings. Inhaling, come to center. Exhaling, drop the right. And from here, come to center. Drop the palms down to the earth. Straighten the toes a little bit so they're facing forward. And very gently fold forward here. Even if you have to come on a block, just stay here. Take the 5, toes facing forward. And breathe into the lower back. Yeah. You want to take your head down to the earth or take a handstand or headstand in your hand. Feel free. We're coming into the Lunge part of the practice, the cooling part of the practice. It's summer, so we don't want to overload our pitta. We want to create a little bit of heat and movement in the muscles of the lower body to soothe the tension we're holding. We want to burn it away, so we're meeting the heat to beat the heat, right? But we don't want to overload. So from here, very gently come up onto the palms. Turn the toes out again slightly. And very gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll your spine up. And heel toe the feet together. Bring your hands to the heart. Face forward on your mat, meeting the top of your mat now. So a couple more standing postures. Inhaling, arms come up towards the sky. Palms touch overhead. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Go ahead and fold forward. If you have to bend the knees slightly again, no worries. Come down into Uttanasana. Look up, walk your hands forward. Take the right foot back and left foot back into down dog. Down dog. Nice. Find your stance in down dog. And from here, inhaling, the right leg goes up and back. We're going to bend the right knee and open the right hip. This should be a nice release here. If this is as far as you want to go today, if you're feeling a little strained here, stay here, no real problems. Play with it, drop your leg, and come back to it. Nice. Breathe. And inhaling, bring the leg to center. Go ahead and roll forward and plant with your knee into your chest. Nice. And then we're going to turn the body to the left side, pivot the feet, and release the right leg to the left side. So fall in triangle, or fall in angle. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, drop the palm, turn the body, knee into the chest. Nice and high. Exhaling, leg goes up and back. Three-legged dog on the right side. Beautiful. Bend the knee. Open the hip here. You can stay here if you'd like. Or go ahead and take the right foot down to the earth. Rock star, slight back bend. Take it as deep as you can. Today I'm not going as deep. I have sciatic pain. Wonderful way to release. Beautiful. Exhaling, turn the body very gently. Bring the feet together in down dog. And down dog. We're going to roll forward into high plank. Making sure your hips and your knees are nicely aligned. We're going to drop the knees, the chest, and the chin. Cobra. Bhujangasana, nice and easy. And come up slightly, opening the heart. Breathe here. Let your chest muscles and your arms be your powerhouse. You don't want to dump in the lower back. You don't want to use the muscles. Pelvis is heavy on the mat. Exhaling, bring it down. This time we're going to bring the hands out to the side, practice arms. We're going to anchor down to the tops of the feet, and we're going to take Cobra without hands. So inhaling, just come up slightly. Pressing the belly down, broadening through the collarbone. Exhaling, drop down to the earth. Release. Inhaling, look up, lift your hands and arms and head off of the mat. Pelvis is heavy. Use your feet as an anchor. Building the muscles in the lower back gives better support us. Exhale, bring it all the way down. And taking the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the elbows in, one last Cobra. Inhaling, come all the way into Cobra. Breathe, take a moment to adjust. You shouldn't feel any tension in the lower back. We're using again the chest and arms here. Exhaling, come all the way down. And come into full prostration. So take the arms up overhead, legs overhead, prana. Relax the body, maybe swing the hips from side to side, maybe roll the legs, your feet from side to side, a little hip relief. Nice, well done. Inhaling, look up, hands underneath the shoulders again. Curl the toes under. We're going to push ourselves back into Vipassana. Very good. From Vipassana again, we're going to take some hip rolls to the right. So go ahead and make a nice big circle with the hips, bending the elbows and the shoulders, whatever feels good in your body today. We're loosening up that space. We're creating nice spaciousness, fluidity, and union with the breath here. So, any places of holding or tightness are feeling wet. We're moving synovial fluid as well. Changing directions. Move the rotation to the other side. So by doing this, we're really stimulating that fluid that runs, that lubricates our ball joints, or hip, or knee. Think ball, hip, knee, elbow, kind of. It's really moving that around the shoulders, helping us with mobility. Coming back to center here. Getting ready for down dog. So go ahead and lift the knees off the mat gently. Draw the heels down. Pull the navel into the spine. And rotate your biceps inward. Breathe here. Feel a nice release in the hip. On the inhale, take the left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. Let the heel fall out to the right side. The heel draws to the right side. Very nice. Inhaling, close the hip, bring the knee back to center. Then we're going to roll forward into high plank with your knee into your chest. Take a moment. Nice. And then exhaling, turn the body towards the right. We're going to shift the weight to the right palm and release the right leg through the left. Bring the arm up. So fall in triangle. You're doing this on this side maybe. Fallen triangle. There we go. Fallen triangle. Inhaling, roll back to center, bring the knee into the chest. Nice. Breathe. Hold it here. Exhale, come back to three-legged dog. Left heel up towards the sky. Again, bend the knee and open the hip out to the side. So we're going to drop the left heel across the body down to the floor. And then release the left arm down. So slight back bend. Go as deep as it feels good. Rock star welcome. Exhale, turn the body. Come back to plank. Gently drop your knees, chest and chin, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Beautiful. Anchor through the feet, lift the heart. Your pelvis, lower back, completely relaxed. Exhale, come all the way down. Bring the arms out to the sides, cactus arms. On the inhale, we're going to lift just the hands, the arms, and the head. So Cobra without your hand on the earth. Exhale, take it down. Beautiful. One more inhale like this, taking the arms up. You got this, you can do this, you got it, you got it, you got it. Yay! Good, good, good. Exhale, all the way down. Then place your hands underneath the shoulders again. Elbows towards the body. And inhaling, slowly come up into Cobra. And if Cobra's here today for you, that's fine. If you want an alternative, drop forearms and come into Sphinx pose. That's also really good. If you want an alternative to that, Makrasana, so crocodile pose, take the arms over to the sides. And this is a nice opening for the front body, the belly. Creates a nice space between the rib cage and the hip. Really helps extend the diaphragm, helps us breathe better, more lung capacity, right? And then come all the way down, take the arms up overhead, put on down, full prostration. In gratitude for the prana flowing in the body this morning, for the breath, the lower back relief. Inhale, look up, take the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under, come into Vittanasana. From Vittanasana, take the knees out wide to the edges, side edges of the mat, bring your big toes together. Beautiful. And then go ahead and push your bum back onto the heels. So drop the tops of your feet. There you go, nice. And then just reach forward. Drop all the way down, child's pose. If this is too much for you and you have a blanket or a bolster, please feel free to use that. So Regina, if you want, take your bolster.
I think we can do so.
Yeah, and just come down if it's not, if you can't come all the way down. And relax in a nice supported child's pose. So up to you. Puppy dog pose is also a very good pose for lower back issues. It's slightly different. We're up onto our knees, toes are curled under. And we can walk our hands forward. It's also a really nice shoulder and chest opener stretch. And then it feels good in the body. Inhale and come up onto your knees. And next to the heart. Taking a moment to just feel. Taking your time to let the practice sink in. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. From here, we're going to come to sitting, so swing your legs out. We'll take Tandasana, staff pose. So palms press down into the earth, toes are flexed. Nice. Feel good? Take a moment. I'm going to move this a little closer. The light isn't that good. So. Don't know why. Okay. So, from here, Dandasana. Very good. We're going to bend the right knee and take it into the chest. Taking the spine nice and tall. We're going to take the right arm behind for support. So really find that sense of grounded seating. And inhale and take the left arm up and take it on the outside of the right knee. You don't want to turn the right knee in. You want to just, and if this is as far as you go, that's okay. We don't want a full painful twist. We just want a nice opening. So just open out to the right side. You don't have to look behind the right shoulder, no pressure. You can keep your head straight. You just want a nice waist release, the torso stretch here. Exhaling, come back to center. Very nice. We're going to drop the right knee out to the side. So Janu Shirshasana, a little variation of Janu Shirshasana, great for sciatic pain. So from here, we're going to do a counter twist. So inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the left arm or the right arm on the outside of the left leg and turn to your left. So again, you don't have to go bring the head all the way around. Do whatever feels right. Inhaling, come forward. Then from back to center, we're going to go ahead and fold over that left leg super gently. So walking the hands, again, taking a block if you like, and resting your hands on a block on either side. But we're going to turn the torso so it's facing forward. So this knee is coming out to the side, torso forward, and just come down. If you can, for a deeper stretch, take your right hand on the outside of the left foot and come down. Nice and easy. We don't want any strain on the back, lower back, the back of the calf. So for anyone, again, with hip and knee issues, you can take a folded blanket and place it underneath your sit bones, or it's a treat. Okay, so I'm not giving you enough props here, but calm down. Inhale, you slowly roll up. Go ahead and bring the right knee back to center, sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. Release the right leg, then bend the left leg, bring it up. Sitting up nice and tall, so moving the sit bones. Grow the spine tall, bring the chest forward, head and neck relax. Again, inhaling, left arm goes back. We're going to take the right arm up towards the sky. Bending the right arm, right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Exhale, twist to the left. Really growing the spine, so a lot of us are tempted to do this. Nope. We want to go ahead and use those right fingertips to get that spine upright. We're twisting from the torso. Exhaling, come back to center, release. Holding here, inhaling, take the left arm up. Nice. And go ahead and drop it on the outside of the right leg and take a nice counter twist. Exhaling, come to center. Drop the left knee out to the side. So you want to keep the hips even. You don't want to draw that hip away. You're on the same plane. So if you need to use a block underneath your knee, please do to line it up, no problem at all. But we want to make sure that our hips are facing forward. We don't want one ahead of the other here. So hip joints even. Leg in front of the mat. Again, inhaling, bringing the arms up. Exhaling, left arm behind, right arm goes on the top of the left knee. You're going to twist to the back. Breathing here. Exhale, come back to center. And when we're center, we're going to fold over Janu Shirshasana or a modification of. Walk the hands forward and release down on that right leg. Remember, we're going to pivot from the hips, so we don't want to lean. Again, we're putting pressure on the back. We want to keep the spine straight. So if we tuck the navel into belly, just fold, super soft. Melt into your leg. The exhale is a wonderful space to work with. So on your exhale, during any asana or especially forward folds, you can take that space to go deeper into the fold. It allows the body to melt, to open, to release, to soften. Inhale and slowly come up. And this time we're going to draw the right foot to the left foot, coming into Baddha Konasana or Cobra's pose. Now today we're going to do a sort of yummy relaxing practice. So take your feet out really wide like a diamond. We're going to make a diamond. You don't want to draw it really close to you. And if you need to put blocks or pillows under your legs, do that. That's extra support. We're cooling the body now. So exhaling, fold forward over the feet, very gently. So we don't want to lean, don't punch on the back. So just move your belly forward, press your stomach forward, and just walk with the hands. And if this is as slow as it goes, fantastic. You should feel a nice opening in the groin. And drop down. Breathe. For those that want a deeper stretch, want to come with me on my journey, I bring my heels in because I have a lot of sciatic pain today. So sitting up straight, you don't have to, you can keep your legs in front. I'm going to go ahead and fold forward that way and come all the way down. Again, drawing the breath into the hips and lower back. Inhaling, slowly come up. Bring the knees together. And you're going to come into a supine posture, so like Shavasana, almost. So lay back all the way down to the earth. Nice. And go ahead and place your hands on your belly, the lower belly. Again, drawing the breath down there, creating spaciousness. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. Softly opening the eyes. We're going to bend the knees and bring them into the chest for a hug. And then we're going to bring the legs up slightly. I'm going to cross the right ankle over the left. So eye of the needle with the legs. And go ahead and clasp your hands underneath that left thigh. Interlace your fingers. Nice. And go ahead and see if you could push your left knee away with the right ankle. And then draw the thigh forward with the hands. So you're creating a counter resistance again. So feel a nice opening in the right hip. And from here, see if you can straighten your left leg. And bring it up. Nice. Feel the difference in tension. And release. Go ahead and take the leg down to 90 degree angle. Here. And exhaling, release down to the earth. We're going to switch legs. So bring the feet down. Left ankle crosses above right knee or on right knee. Taking your fingers on the back of the right thigh, interlace the fingers, the hands. Hold that thigh. Create, again, counter resistance. So pressing with the left ankle onto the right knee and then supporting with the hands. Breathe into your head. See how it feels when you straighten the right leg. And then go ahead and bend the right knee again. Bring it down. Beautiful. Release the right leg down and the left foot down. Very nice. And from here, we're going to take Happy Baby, our last asana of the day. So legs are hip width apart. We're going to take the knees to the shoulders. And your middle finger and wrap it around your toes, or hold the sides of your feet, whatever works best for you. And then go ahead and open the legs, open the knees out, and bring the knees to your armpits. You want to keep the lower back flat on the mat. So you don't want to elevate, you don't want to be up here on the rib cage. So bring your hips down a little bit. Bring the bum down to the earth. So really letting the lower back expand and sort of spread out onto the mat. Face is soft. Relax the forehead. Relax the jaw. And inhaling, release your hands and bring your feet together and straighten your legs. Viparita Karani. Get a nice squeeze. And exhaling, bend the knees, bring the feet down to the earth. Legs are hip width apart. Very gently come up onto your forearms. Come up onto your forearms from here. Breathe here. For those of you that want to stay here, that's fine. Take a moment to re-anchor. For those of us that want to do Purusvottanasana with me, come up onto your hands. Okay. Very nice. You can take the fingertips either facing the feet or back behind you. So go ahead and rotate your palms and take the fingertips to the top of the mat. And we're going to very gently lift the hips. So tabletop pose. If you feel like this is enough, stay here. And for those of you that want a deeper stretch, go ahead and take the feet, the legs out, straighten the legs, point the toes down to the earth, and lift the hips, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, and slowly drop down. Nice one. One more gentle forward fold to cool the body. Nice and straight in Dandasana, forward fold over the legs, using blocks on the sides if you have to. Pivoting from the waist. Keeping the knees soft so they're not bending too much. Inhale, slowly lift up. Perfect. We're going to come into Sukhasana for our final pranayama. We're going to take Setali, or Setali Breath. So, sitting up nice and tall. You can also feel free to sit, because this is a nice hip release as well, in Hero's Pose, Setali. So I'm going to sit a little closer, get comfortable, get on the whatever I need to do. A little bit closer. Okay. So we're sitting here nice and tall. And then what we're going to do is inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the mouth. So a nice inhale through the nostrils. And then release through the mouth. Inhale through the nostrils. A nice release through the mouth. So continue breathing like this. See if you can get your exhale longer than the inhale. So we're inhaling here for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for a moment. And then exhale for 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really inhaling, bringing the breath up. Exhaling, bringing it down. Nice longer exhale. Beautiful. And then we're going to come into Setali Breath. So if you can, go ahead and curl your tongue like a taco, like a Mexican taco. Okay. Beautiful. If not, just keep your tongue between your teeth, like that. And we're going to begin the cooling Setali Breath. So sitting up nice and tall. Inhale through the mouth, through the rolled tongue. Hold the breath, seal the lips, and exhale nice and long through the nostrils. Pause, seal the lips, exhale through the nostrils. Feel the shoulders drop, diaphragm rises up, rib cage goes down. Beautiful. Really feel the quality, the coolness of the breath. So we're breathing in a cool wave of breath. Exhaling any heat and holding in the body. Through the mouth, open mouth. Beautiful. One more inhale through the lips. Hold and exhale through the mouth. Very nice. Release the breath, hands to the heart. Taking a moment here to set an intention for your day, your week. To give gratitude. And to always know that we can feel supported. We can be our own grounding space. We can create that for ourselves through yoga, through the breath, through just sitting for a few minutes in meditation, or maybe some light stretching for that lower back. When we don't feel supported, when we feel scared to take a step, when we're uncertain, unsure, and it manifests in the lower back as sciatic pain, or in the hips or the knees, we can use this practice, we can come back to it, our breathing, to reconnect. So feel free to, I invite you to take Shavasana here, so let go and take Shavasana if you like. For those of us that are getting started with our day, Namaskaram, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for sharing your practice, the lovely Regina, and all of you out there today. Have a beautiful week, and we'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye for now, from sunny Soyer. And don't forget to catch my YouTube channel, Rise Red Yoga, as well, for more free yoga. Feel free to donate if you'd like. Go to riseredyoga.com. You can donate to help keep yoga free, online, and donation-based. There's a lot of folks out there that have lost their jobs, that have lost their home, and still just maybe have a phone, which is a minimal, but they can watch yoga on their phone. They can watch. It's accessible to everyone, all ages, all levels. Please write in and comment if you want to see a little more of something, a little more lower back, yoga for seniors, or yoga for the chakras, or shoulder pain, whatever might be bothering you. Feel free to give feedback, comment. Feel free to donate on my website. Click that donate button. Tell your friends about it. If you don't have money or a job right now, donate clicks, likes, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to Rise Red, join our Facebook group, Thrive Mallorca, and come flow with me anytime. I hope this serves. Thank you.